If the hairs stand up on the back of your neck when you're walking around showing a property, get out, just get out. I'm Patty Jo Fitzpatrick, the current president for the St. Paul Area Association of Realtors. I've been a realtor for, I'm going to say, over 25 years selling real estate, and I've been in thousands of properties. Don't think that it can't happen to you. That's the most naive thing that you can do, and there's so many people that think that it's not going to happen to me, so they're not prepared. So when I'm showing properties, one of the things I always do is I always arrive a little bit early if I can. So if my showing, if I'm showing from 12:30 to 1:30, I'll maybe tell my buyer to get there at 12:45 so that I have time to get to the property. It's in my allotted time frame, but I'll get there early, turn on lights, look around a little bit so that I'm familiar with the property, check the doors to see what doors are locked or unlocked so that I'm leaving the property safely after I leave, but also just I've got to be familiar with, closets and just back doors, everything. And then also, always let your buyer go first. Guide them into a room. Say, and here's the master bedroom, or here's the children's room or the playroom, or if you want to take a look at the garage, go in. You don't have to go in all those situations. And when I'm doing an open house, I'll always tell the buyers or the people that are going through, go ahead and take a look, and I'm going to kind of stay in this area. I'll shout out to you different things as you're going through. So as they go down to the basement, I'm not going to go down there with them because that's not a safe situation. I'll shout out, check out that new hot water heater, or something about the property so that I'm still within voice range, but telling them nice things. I always recommend that you park in a position so that you can always get out and go. So I don't get boxed in the driveway. I park on the street, always towards the end of the driveway so that nobody's parking in front of me so that I can go. And also I just say to my buyers, I leave the driveway for you because you're closer to the door then. Don't get yourself boxed in. Always know and figure out it. Don't point your car to the end of the cul-de-sac. Park on the other side then or something so that you have the way to get out. If you don't have somebody that's going to do the open house with you, let them know that you're there alone, and that if they see anything or they anything that's sketchy, to come into the open house or to watch out for things. When you're showing a property, it's always a good idea to announce yourself. You ring the doorbell, you knock on the door, you do everything to try and announce that you're there. But as you're going through the house, say, realtor, I'm showing the property. I always do that because you don't want to surprise somebody, because if they weren't aware that the showing was going to happen and you startle somebody, they might have a gun or they might have a weapon that they, have in their bed or, keep with them. And you don't want to be, if you're shouting out that you're there and you're supposed to be there, maybe that will defray any type of situation from happening. If I were showing a house and there was somebody there that I didn't feel was supposed to be there, whether it be a homeowner or a squatter or somebody that shouldn't be there, I just leave the property, take my buyers with me, and we would just go. And also, if you're showing a property and you're walking through the property and you feel uncomfortable with that buyer, kind of whisper to them. We're most likely being recorded here. In this day and age, there's always properties that are being recorded, so we have to be careful with what we say and how we behave or react to things in properties. Because that person, if they were going to do something, might not want to be on camera. I always say I have my realtor shoes on. They're slip on, slip off. Every house that you go in, you're most likely going to be taking off your shoes. So don't be caught in a situation where you're zipping up your boots or you're doing something. Have shoes that are easy on and easy off. And also safety in the wintertime. Here in Minnesota, we get lots of icy sidewalks, so make sure that you are aware of the sliding and falling down, because you don't want to fall down, and then that just makes you easy prey. Here we have daylight savings, so it's starting to get dark at 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the afternoon, so always have a flashlight with you. If you have a beater car at home, well, you don't want to drive the beater car, but you might not want to buy or drive the car that is super expensive, because people that are watching you could think, oh, that's a good target. That person is driving a really nice car. Careful with jewelry that you might wear, things like that. You never know when you're targeted. So it's just something that I've always been prepared for. Is just, it could happen to me. It very well could happen to me. And if something does happen, I want to be ready for it. So I've just put that into my day-to-day life, not only in real estate, but just life in general.